My name is Kyndra Kennedy. I'm the director of A Million Dollar Cage.
All right, Kendra, it's good to have you here at the festival. One thing I want to ask you right away, having just talked to Kent, how did you kind of connect with his story or with him directly, like become involved in this?
Actually, so I was born and raised in Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
and so mass incarceration directly impacts the black community, the brown community, and I actually had a close childhood friend that was incarcerated for 18 years, and with the help of the Anti-Recidivism Coalition, ARC, they helped get him out, and the day of his release, I showed up, me and Kenneth Quadrado, the cinematographer, we showed up with cameras and we were filming my friend's release.
Okay.
And Represent Justice and ARC, they were there, and
Yeah.
we exchanged info.
Really?
And when this story came to the table, they reached out to me to be the director, and I jumped on it right away because
Okay.
I know the importance of
Yeah.
amplifying these stories and
Of
these
course.
voices.
Of course. Have you, now that you've brought it to the festival and even just getting the film made,
Yeah.
have you seen in the time that that has happened, like since all the filming, since all of these events actually happened, have you seen some progress or some sort of change?
There is some progress, and most of it's going to happen on the policy side. So
Right.
the public's not going to really hear
Sure.
too much about it. But they have been investing more money, and we have been applying pressure.
Yeah.
And that's the hope of this film,
Yeah.
to apply the pressure, but also like enlighten, not just preach to the choir, but actually try to change those more rigid mentalities that believe that when you commit a crime, you deserve to suffer. And I think a lot of people feel that because they're angry, and what we're trying to do is say, hey, look, we know these people have committed harm, but they're still human beings.
Right.
And we're wasting a lot of money in traumatic incarceration. It's like it's not working. The system we're all paying for
Right.
and we're all depending on, it's not working,
Yeah.
and it's actually doing more harm.
Okay.
And so that's the hope of this film, is saying like it's not doing what we think it's doing, and it's not serving the people that it's impacting the most, which are black and brown communities.
Right,
It's like
right,
this is
of course.
hurting our families, our
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, every day, right? Yeah.
And showing all the people, the different people from different walks of life that are coming together and doing this work every single day. Like my hope is that if you don't see yourself in Kent and the youth that he mentors, that you see yourself in Scott Budnick, you see yourself
Right.
in Patricia Song, like you see yourself in all these other advocates that do the work and that run these organizations without the funding.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, it's very important. I mean, that's a big. Talking to Ken, I could see that there was a very personal side to the film, but I could also see that it is also about tackling this institution and kind of bringing truth to power and shedding some light on this issue. And because I think it's something that a lot of people probably know.
Yeah.
Youth go through this system, and it's never really a great experience. I
Right.
mean, it's not a good experience at all, but the fact that it could be better,
Yeah.
right? Or could just at least be different.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what I think that's what you're trying to approach
Yeah.
with this film, right?
It calls itself, rehabilitation.
Yeah,
Where's the rehabilitation?
exactly. Right.
Where is it?
So, do you get a sense like this is something that is affecting other cities just by working on this film?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. This is a nationwide problem. Like the United States has a problem with mass incarceration,
Right.
and the youth are also on that list. And that if you're not worried about adults, these youth are becoming a lot of adults that are incarcerated were in there at 14, 13, 17. They
Right.
were just kids,
Is that part of the hope? I asked Kent this, but part of the hope maybe that this film will help shed some light even for younger people, like people, next generations coming up that maybe, having trouble in life, maybe falling into this system.
Yeah.
Like this film might help them see like change is possible.
Absolutely.
And you have to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because what they're actually fighting for, the Department of Youth Development, the whole point of that is to invest in community-based organizations, invest in the communities, uplift and empower the community for prevention.
Right.
You know, like we're instead of, waiting till they get arrested, waiting for them to be expelled and have problems in school, and then you put $1 million to lock them up. Why don't you put $1 million into keeping them,
Right.
helping people who have language barriers, helping people
Exactly.
put that money,
Yeah.
so you have $1 million cage, what about $1 million support system?
Right, exactly. It's just better use of whatever might be there,
Our
right?
funding, our
Yeah.
tax dollars.
Well,
really,
exactly, yeah.
Not to get political, but
Sure.
like our money is being, used to harm.
Is this documentary, your work on it, all of the shooting it and editing, the whole production process, is that something that you will continue along this line, like socially aware?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right now with Represent Justice, we are training another cohort of ambassadors like Kent. Kent is a Represent Justice ambassador, and
Okay.
he was the year that we worked with him. And they have another cohort of these amazing system-impacted people who want to tell their stories. And so I've been training and mentoring them on how to, use,
Really?
from the
Okay.
beginning to, from the idea, conception to, putting it out and finishing your film.
Okay.
So
Wow.
filmmaking training for
Oh,
formerly
wow, that's
incarcerated
perfect. I mean,
storytellers.
that's great. Here at a film festival, that's something that we find, whether it's a narrative film, whether it's documentary, shorts, anything, it's something that it's important to use this medium to tell stories like this
Yeah.
and bring this to people's attention. So I'm glad to see the film here, and it's a great film. So I appreciate it.
Thank you so
very
much. We're so glad to be here, and we were just blown away by the other films that were played, and it
Oh.
was beautiful. It was like right in front of, like before
Yeah,
ours played,
yeah,
so we
yeah.
got to see it, and with advocacy, it's just these real stories that it was like an uninterrupted space to just make your point and make
Yeah.
us feel something and
Yeah.
and change a heart, change a mind. So thank you. I'm happy to be here. Happy our film gets to play.
All right. Well, great. Kyndra, it's good to meet you.
So
good to
good
talk
to
for a
meet
minute.
you.
So that's it.
All right,
we're good.
thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Thank you.